Hello, hi, and welcome again to Tsego's Closet. Today, today we're in the closet, and again, let me urge you. Remember, I said that when I say hello, welcome to Tsego's Closet, we are talking about certain things that are maybe taboo to others. We're talking about topics, that no one wants to talk about, but they are there looming everywhere. We're talking about the illusion that, we are living in, the lifestyle that everyone is caught up in, but there's an actual reality behind the whole thing. And that reality is, there is an evil force out there. And this evil force is the one that went to Jesus Christ when he was fasting for 40 days and 40 nights and took him and said, "Come, let me show you something." And they went up to the highest peak, on a mountain. And this evil force showed him, worldly kingdoms that the devil owns, right? Kingdoms, because it's like an illusion that he has created for himself, a world he has created for himself. And this actual world that he has created is what he is offering everybody who is, and now they say, selling their souls to the devil, because now he will promise you the heavens, the moon, the stars, and he delivers. But for him to deliver, you have to sacrifice your will, you have to sacrifice your time, you have to give him your time and say, okay, this, because the soul belongs to God. No one else can say, I own my own soul. We are borrowed, this life thing that we are in, and at some point it's going to be taken away, and what you were here for would be complete. So, as much as people say you have sold your soul to the devil, the soul was never yours. You have sold your time to him. You have sold your sanity to him, because now you have given him access to control you fully. And, the time he's spending here on earth is working for him. So this is what Tsego's Closet is all about. We talk about certain issues or topics that people don't want to talk about, esoteric content that you're not willing to actually say, hey, but as much as people say they are conspiracy theories, are they really truly conspiracies, or is it the actual truth? Some say we are in a matrix, and that matrix, you are plugged in, and there's an illusion that's built in your head that you live this perfect life in don. I mean, when you think about it, when God created the world, did he really say there was going to be technology there, and I want my people to be wired to technology and do this and do that? Because this is, and that's the exact topic I want to talk about, because it also includes technology in it. And it's something that you guys don't expect to hear from me, but I really want to talk about it. So let's dive in deep into the rabbit hole, and take this thing out and say, this is what it is, and where does it come from, what does it entail, and where is it taking us? And I'm talking about Kama-Sutra. I'm talking about Kama-Sutra. As children of God, the truth is, and I took a deep sigh, because people, as much as we don't want to face reality, God made a commandment that thou shalt not have sex before you get married. And now that I'm this person that I am, this woman that I am today, a mother of two, a 39-year-old woman turning 40 in March, I see the reason why God said you must get married first. Because there's something sacred about that sexual activity. And I'm not saying people get married only because of sex, but It's part of marriage, because you now get to bond with your partner and you have children and you raise a family, and children come from your DNA merging with someone's DNA, your chromosomes merging, and your egg and the sperm coming together and creating another human being. And God allows a family bond to have children and grow, and then it's that hierarchy. God is above the man, and then the woman, and after the woman is the children that come from her womb. So it's set that way. But there's this tricky thing. Hence I spoke about technology, because I don't think God had intended technology to be part of our lives as much as it's now working for us. I mean, you watching YouTube, that's technology. I'm a graphic designer. I use technology to communicate, certain ideas or whatever, for people to exchange communication. So yes, it's working for us, but was it really God planned? I don't know. I don't think so. I think God's original plan was us to be as pure as possible. That's why he created trees. That's why you go deep into the veld or go mahayeng, in the rurals, and you'll find just a mango tree growing on its own there, banana tree and God takes care of it, and the birds are able to eat those berries and fruit. The monkeys can pick those bananas in the wild, and because that's nature. There's water, there's air, there's all of that. And he gave even animals that we can eat, and some are defiled foods that we can't eat. But technology and some other things, which is why people say, hey, we are stuck in the matrix, are one of the weapons that are used against being a child of God, because now you are exposed to certain things like pornography. You're exposed to certain things like researching. And it's good to research things around you. And I'm not necessarily pornography. We as children of God, we know for a fact that that's a sin, because it's a motivating sexual impurity. It's motivating you sinning. So we know that's a no-no. But, I'm talking research in a sense where, for me, for instance, I did research on different, what should I call it? Different cultural beliefs. Like, we have Christianity, we have Catholicism, and we have so many of them, Buddhas and whatever. And you go to India, this is where this Kama-Sutra comes in. And when you explore India and their temples and whatsoever, you find on those temples they have statues that are, when you look closer, you're like, no man, that's more on a pornography level. Because you see, they believe in different types of gods. They have that elephant god, and all types, the monkey and all that, or that goddess with, is it 6 hands this side and that side, and you find these on their temples, on the walls, where you will see that, no, but those are sexual positions. People are taking part in a sexual orgy right there, and they justified and say it's Kama-Sutra. There are certain positions that even our gods or our ancestors for used to practice, for certain maybe for love, let's say, purposes, or for ritual purposes. But when we think about it now, personally, honestly, I don't think that God would approve of us doing certain styles and whatever. I believe that it invokes demonic entities to be part of what you're doing. I don't want to be graphic about this. I want you to use your imaginations, okay? But like, I think sex is supposed to be pure. You know, I think it's supposed to be pure in all essence, not include different types of positions and you know, straight. No. One, it's embarrassing, firstly. And another thing, remember, God is always watching. And before, Mina, I really never thought of this as anything wrong. But like I'm saying now, as I'm reaching my I'm 39, and I've been through things, I've seen things, and I'm learning along the way, you know. But I know that the truth and the way of life is through this book. And we never saw any of those things here. But I also know that, you know, there are symbols out there that, you see, those Nephilim giants, and they are the fallen angels. When they came and took over and started defiling the earth, they left symbols and signs. You go anywhere, any temple or pyramid, or and you will find hieroglyphics, you'll find images, you will find sculptural work, you know, you'll find clues on what those gods believed in, and what they have left for people to still carry out practicing. And Kamasutra is one of them. So I don't want to go deep into this, because it's gonna force me to now really focus on being graphic about it. But I honestly wanted to say to you guys today that there are things that are not meant for us as children of God. And you know, I don't blame anybody because you didn't know better. But today that you are hearing this from me, you're going to think about it and realize that, but Tseho said, like, those things were on the wall. And you go research it, okay? Just research it on Indian sculptural temples or gods and all that. And we know that these are mainly things that are happening in Sodom and Gomorrah, you know, where like people would have orgies. We know that the Greek believed in such practices where, you know, in their castles or whatever, the Grecian gods, that's what they did, especially with virgins, because now we know that there's something about sexual activity, there's an energy, and they always want virgins and you know, and not only virgins, but they also get into group orgies to summon certain things. I mean, we know that the angels took women to do what with them, and out of that came out these monsters, these giants, these Nephilim, which are demons today, these spirits that are tormenting us, you know. And that's why you have the incubus and succubus spirits that are coming to you at night when you sleep, and they want to sexually abuse you or molest you. So you see, these gods, these entities that are filthy, that are vile, are all about that Kama-sutra thing. You know, in Africanism, African mythology, we know that people do sleep with their snakes, these reptiles, and why? What is it about sex? So I'm sorry, please forgive my language today. It's something that I really didn't want to get into, but I feel like I need to talk about it. That be careful what you are doing, because you will do it with the thought that I don't want to be boring. I want to be young. I want to keep my relationships sparking new and fresh and exciting. But does God approve? As much as we are sinning as it is that we are in relationships that and we are not even married, and there's no way that any relationship some can, but mostly they do get intimate. And then now we're implementing those beliefs and practices of those demigods. And they not even shy about it. They left symbols and signs and ways of doing it there on their temples. And I can imagine you live in India, you are exposed to these things from a very young age. Automatically you are brainwashed into believing that's the way of life. So I don't want to make this too long, but think about it. For me, Kama-sutra is a no-no. I mean, before we didn't know. Look at what's going on right now on Instagram. I told you that me as an image consultant, where I come from, it was okay for me to stand and pose in my bikini or my swimsuit or a beautiful plus size lingerie, or a see-through dress with a lingerie underneath, and say, I'm proud of the way God made me. I'm a plus size, big, bold, and beautiful, all those things. But little did I know that, hey, remember, your body is a temple. And what are you doing? So think about it, guys. As women, that thing, you now want to take dominion over your men, and you're doing the woman on, you are now like saying, I'm taking control. Sorry, I'm even demonstrating. Oh my gosh, I'm taking control over this whole thing. I'm now the alpha. You see where it's taking us? And that's like, it creates a huge appetite, a sexual appetite for people, and this is why they want to crave more and more and more. And you go and watch pornography, and you want to learn new things and do new things. And that's why even we have same sex relationships, because it got boring for some at some point. I mean, I'm sure, in olden days, the Greeks were really into having same biology thingy. It's even hard for me to say it, because now people will think I'm being offensive, but I'm literally here to tell the truth, that there's unconscious sin we're not aware of, and that unconscious sin could lead us straight into the white path, because you believe that this is intimacy, it's you and your partner. But is it really you and your partner, or are there certain spirits leading you into doing that? I don't even want to say this, but I think I will say it. I feel that the African way, we always say the African way, where it's the man who's leading and the woman, in a pure, natural way. I think that's the right way of being together with your partner intimately. But once you are all the time, woo, it's debatable. Leave a comment, guys. I don't know. Say what you feel, but maybe you see it differently. But this is how I feel like. If those demigods because you will see that there'll be like a little person like this, a little person like this, and a big goddess like this. So you see this is intermingling of DNA from gods that are fallen with human DNA, and it created nasty breeds. And even in those sculptural works, you'll see that there are dogs as well included in the sexual activity going on. I'll leave a description link that you just click on it, okay? That link, you'll click on it and it will take you to these pictures I'm talking about. This is where now editing comes in, guys. This is where editing comes in, because as I'm talking, those pictures can just pop up on screen so you see what I'm talking about. But yeah, I really wanted us to tackle that one. Be careful of what you practice. Be careful of what you entertain. It can lead you astray. It can lead you into deep sin. It can invoke certain things. And be careful of what you Google, the sites. Even if it's married couples, it's a no-no. Anyway, may God give us discernment. May we be careful with what we do. Let us not get influenced by things of the world. This is Tsego's Closet. I hope you all are blessed and well. We shall continue with more from Tsego's Closet, and also just words from Tshegofatso Ramugwa. I love you guys, but God loves you even more. Always pray, honor him, love him. Remember, he's waiting for us to just surrender and say, Father, take control. I surrender all to you. Stay blessed.